What's up guys, Pjtruckin, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, thanks for clicking on. If you've been following, appreciate all the support. So in the last couple videos, you guys have seen the big 6x6 trucks, Papis Garage, and you guys comment we want more content on those trucks. So we're here nowhere else than actually at Papis Garage. So obviously the truck you see behind me is a 2022 F-250. In the last couple videos, you guys saw we did bring this truck up and we gave you a quick walkthrough, but today we're over here at Papis Garage. We're gonna introduce you guys to Manny so he can give you the full rundown on this lift. Dude, let's hop in.
What's up, Pjtruckin? It's Manny. We're here with 350. It's actually a buddy of ours. He took it to Solo's Beach Bonanza. I know you talked about it. We're just trying to show off our bolt-on 10-inch lift. You get a good idea of what it looks like here. You'll see the frame plates. You'll see it's an 8-inch spring that we use with a 2-inch block. I think you nailed it right when you talked about it. So you had gotten the idea on that. Sway bar drop down, extended links. He was being a little girly girl and he kept an already powder coated dual steering stabilizer. We offer a different bracket. PJ will show you guys now in a bit. But this is kind of what we're after, showing everybody, which is center cradle and the 4-link bars. Nobody has 4-link bars that are 63 inches long, much less like on a small kit like this. I mean, 10 inches or 12 inches isn't really small, but you know, there's kits out there that are big boy kits. We wanted it to give you that kind of big boy tall truck look and still have like that very, very customized, you know, machine sheet metal look. That's what we're going after with this kit, but it's still a very affordable kit. You know, we're trying to be in the price range of you're getting like a BDS upgrade. That's kind of what we're targeting price wise on these. You can talk to PJ, he's got one of the best deals in the freaking country for these kits themselves. Kit will be center cradle, will be front 4-link bars, will have rear traction bars, will come with lower purchase, rear block spacers. Every kit that we're selling right now, we are pushing the frame plates with. That's kind of something like that we're trying to promote. We think it makes the kit look better and we also think it makes the truck look better. The frame plates, just like the kit, are also bolt-on. You'll have your guide holes, which would be like brake line. Any other hole that you have to open will be just used with a ripsert. Same thing with the cradle. Cradle's very easy to bolt on. Cradle will have a jig for you to decide where to put this bolt hole. It's 2 bolt holes through that will actually pinch and crush the squared frame. And then you'll have 3 bolts upward, which will use riv nuts. Traction bars bolt right on. Your rear blocks, which are just like a regular lift. The rear's also got some nice frame plates. Just got to keep in match that the frame plates will have the same chamfered edges that the actual layovers have. So depending on how good of the polish job you can go get, that's what's really going to make the kit kind of look the best. So these kits work in 10-inch, 12-inch. You have your option of buying coil spring from us with the spacer. If you have coilovers or you want to do a coilover upgrade, you can. We'll give you part numbers to a Fox coilover, a King coilover, a Carbon Shock coilover, whatever coilover brand you like, or you might have one, we can maybe make you a bracket for. Want to really grab people. Some people already have an 8-inch lift. Upgrading from your current 8-inch lift to this lift, also DM PJ. There's a lot of parts that we can reuse, like your pitman arm and your adjustable track bar. This is still a very simple kit, so we want the simple kits to finally look like the very extensive kits, you know what I mean? And we really believe that the attention to detail is kind of like what does that. So having such a extensive, sophisticated lift while still being simple is, I think, like the target point for us. That's Adrian. If you notice, that's show them what you were working on.
I'm working on one of the layovers for the cradle on the Ford. You're gonna see how we CNC the edges.
So these are going to be the cradles that go on all the lifts?
On the lifts,
right,
on the cradle in the middle.
And there's how they come out, finished, ready to bolt on?
Right.
So this is how they start life. And then we'll run a tool path and we'll mill and chamfer the edges. That's what we were talking about on the machine. That's the plasma table. It's a disaster, but we use it a little too much. Everything that you'll see, whether it's on the 6x6s, whether it's on that truck or any other truck that you see on Instagram, that's where it gets cut. We'll move everything over there, we'll prep it, we'll grind it, we'll weld it.
So what happens on this table?
So this is nothing more than a plasma torch. This is a regular piece of 1/4-inch plate. Torch comes to the file. We cut all of our flat pieces. We'll show you now all of the flat pieces sitting on a pile. This is some basic pieces from those arms. Everything kind of is like puzzled together. When we design it that way, so ease of assembly. Before every assembly, a bunch of practice welds to make sure we get a nice bead on every piece of material. Here's like some pipes that just got cut for some leveling kits. Those are some door spacers that we're making. He wanted to keep that F-250.
Nice,
he wanted to keep it open. Everything we do, we cut on that table, and everything that's milled is milled in that CNC mill.
Right. So first starts over there, then it comes here.
Well, it starts in the computer, which I'll show you now. You like that part. At least that's my favorite part, the dorky part. The rest of the shop is nothing more than a big project and a disaster. We got an engine swap going here for a friend, Jose.
Dude, I love the wrap on this thing.
With 01 Lightning. That's gonna be a Gen 3 Coyote, twin turbos, 10-speed. I'll fight the shit out of it to make it fit in here. And then I'll show you some clips, or maybe you can zoom down there. Independent rear suspension off of a Mustang.
Oh, man. Dude.
So go up and in there.
See those old arms?
On our very first one.
Oh, dude.
Well done cradle.
Damn.
That's kind of how I started. That was the first lift we did before we got the Chevy. The Chevy 5500 was technically the beginning of it all, so that's what we're going after. This thing, he had gotten the motor built. It's got fire ring heads, Perillo rods. Motor's supposed to handle like 1,500 horsepower.
1,500 horsepower. It's gonna, with the injector setup now, it probably puts like 1,000
For a 6.0.
for a 6.0.
1,500 horsepower.
Man, dude.
1,000 here, 1,000 with that twin turbo setup.
Got 2,500
Everything in
horsepower.
the 4 digits.
Hose
Oh, nice.
everywhere you go.
Dude, that's how they call the Papis Garage.
You got a
Dude,
Papis
what is? Oh, dude, full build, huh? Dude, what first, dude? What is Papis Garage? Where did you get that name from?
It was like a big, massive troll when I got with my friends when we were in college, and then me and him kind of got together after I left college, and we've just kind of been pushing ever since. So, you know, Papis the world, baby.
Yeah, dude.
You gotta put it on everything, you know. You can see air manifold, takes the P,
Oh, shit, bro.
PCB boards, take the Papis. You already saw the computer. Everything needs to say it, right? So,
All right, dude, so this is where it starts, bro. This is where it starts.
So we're gonna build a lift kit here. You'll see, I'm sure you've been posting about it because I saw it on your story. If it'll load now, you see you built such a great computer and it still doesn't load. So this is us designing our 5th gen RAM now bolt-on kit. You see how we're using the same cradle design. We'll start separating the cradle. So here we'll find matching bolt holes, and you see how this flange would be. This is the same flange from a 3rd gen. Right now we're gonna line up to that hole, etc., etc. So that's what's gonna make this kit, you know, available for a 5th gen guy to be able to install.
Wow.
So everything's computer drawn. Everything is then computer controlled, printed. The only unautomated part, I guess, is the grinding and welding portion.
Right.
Everything else is, you know, full computer, which allows for the best for the customer, right? Because
Right.
now, like, you know, we always say foolproof, but you want to have, I think the industry is going in a way that you want to have nice quality builds, but still have, like, most shops can still do it, because people think that, like, the more intensive the fab work, the more amount of fab work means better. That's not necessarily true. It's more of the attention to detail. So like if you have a shop that'll pick apart a whole axle, you know, and powder coat the different portions of the axle, different colors, and then bolt on certain components nicely, that's really gonna like tie in the build the best.
Right,
you know what I
of
mean?
course,
but the guy that takes the time to do that might not be the same dude that's fabricating.
100%.
So, you know,
This is
now
everything.
this allows for a more competitive industry, you know what I mean? Because now 10 shops that didn't fabricate before now get these really well fabricated components. Now they can really put, you know, their mechanics and their breakdown to the test. Like, hey, can I really hide that brake line nicer? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's on them now. You know what I mean?
Dude.
So
Dude, this guy's a man, bro.
another kit, like same style. This is kind of the beginning of everything. So we'll start with some OEM information, and then from here we'll start designing everything and getting all of the geometry that we need. Basic things like having drag links and track bars parallel. Another thing of like having the rear track bar at the same angle as the front track bar. So like when the truck shifts in height, both axles walk sideways in the same way. If not, you get like the funky sideways movement.
Right.
You'll see that we make everything bolt on to factory bolt hole locations. You'll see like this track bar bracket will reuse factory bump stop holes here and factory frame mounts holes here. So any customer or any shop can now bolt on any of these brackets to their frame and reuse factory bolt holes.
Right,
the big
right.
thing is
Like
like the cradle.
Zoom in onto the, yeah, there you go.
Right. So like, where do I put the cradle? Hey, no problem. The cradle on the passenger side, or this is the driver's side. Yeah, on the cradle on the driver's side, just grab these two bolt holes, put the original bolt holes that weren't there on the cross member, and now you have your jig to drill straight through on all these other 4 holes.
Right. So for the guys who don't know, usually when you buy a cradle, they'll just send you the measurements. They'll expect you to hold it up somehow and drill these holes straight through. But now, when they make this bracket right here, you can drill straight up to the holes that were already there, put your bolts on, and then you can drill your holes.
You know, nothing is ever made symmetrical from a factory thing, so we take the time to make sure that every hole that we could use as a guide, like that's why the driver's side and the passenger side cradle are completely different. Like this side has 4 different bolt holes, but now, you know, we guarantee that this cross member that bolts from cradle to cradle won't be angled in any way, because you can't mess this up and put it a little bit more behind than this one. You know, because it's guaranteed to line up, you know, and this is perfectly perpendicular to the chassis, you know, based on our dimensioning. So it's all of that, you know, same thing here. Now we're converting to coilover from obviously leaf packs, you know, so this rear cross member, whatever you want to call it, will use factory bolt holes that are down here for the bump stop. And then now that positions this whole cross member in a location where you can just drill straight through and mount it. So even something as like sophisticated as a truss, you know, trusses are cool and complicated and they're usually well done. How about you make a truss that rests on the same perch? Factory leaf pack perch will be guided by a pin. Bear with me. It'll be guided by this hole, which is the center pin where your leaf pack would have normally gone. And then you're basically just clamping it down with 4 bolts. So now you literally have a bolt-on truss, you know, and here's like the actual label that Adrian was showing you, and these are like the chamfered edges, and so everything is machined to work. Proudest moments.
Proudest moments?
Yeah, we had to make these sway bar brackets, and we got tired of welding them together.
This was, Northern wasn't open after 6 o'clock, so we made it.
So we needed something to bend consistently. We had this from the pipe bender that we use, and then we made this die, I guess, out of a 1/4-inch plate. We designed it on the computer, and then we weld this up with some leftover sheet metal that we had from the beds, and we can bend steel now. But it provides for a nice piece. This is a nice, you know, bent piece. Like if you look at it, you know, you can tell it's a Papis piece.
All right, guys. So huge shout out to Papis Garage. This year I did want to start doing shop tours, so I'm glad we got to check this shop out first. Make sure to subscribe because we are going to be doing a lot more shop tours in the future. Dude. True quality in these builds. I didn't get it at first, but now I see the quality. I see what it means to a builder when there's bolt-on brackets, dude, so you don't have to measure the drill throughs. You already know where we're going with this. Expect to see Papis Garage lifts on our typical F-250 builds that we push out a lot. I think it's going to be a big move. Dude, of course, if you want some, let me know. I'll send you to Papis Garage. Set you up with Manny. Dude, true quality, bro. True quality. Check this thing out. Check this thing out.